Hey there, this is Ash Shukla, and I'm here to give you a full-blown training on Link Like Crazy. As you know, that LinkedIn is a fantastic platform for you to get so many leads and have an unlimited marketplace. So, my friends, before we get started on LinkedIn, though, there are a few things that you have to do. You have to build a foundation, because just like a house, many times when you build a house, if you're building a house, the first thing you would do is build a solid foundation. And many times I see that, in order for you to go further and go faster, because on LinkedIn there are 500 million plus business owners are on there. There is an average person who makes income is $75,000 or more is on LinkedIn. So the market is so qualified to be on LinkedIn. That's why many business owners use LinkedIn pretty much exclusively to make their home for marketing. Now the questioning becomes as to, okay, when you're making LinkedIn your home to do the marketing, the first thing you have to understand is what is it that you need to do, because you don't want to connect with a whole bunch of people and not understand the fundamentals that go behind it. Because many times you connect with people, but I find that many people are not able to go any further from connections. Many times I find that people are connecting and even getting on the phone with people, but they're not getting results. So in order for you to have effective sales process on LinkedIn, you have to have a solid foundation, and foundation has to be so that you can automate as much as you can from your side. So, but before you get into the automation process, you have to come across correctly. So for instance, when you take a look at LinkedIn itself, when you go on the front of the screen, the very first thing you normally see from a foundation perspective, just like you building a foundation of a house, you are going to see a header, right? So when you see this header on LinkedIn, the very first thing you are doing when you see somebody's header, the very first impression is being made about you. So the question, so the first thing you have to do is you have to have tools in order for you to build a good header. To make this header, all you have to do is go to Canva, Canva, canva.com, canva.com. If you are not able to find the link, don't worry, I will post it in this underneath this video someplace, so you can have access to that as well. But you go to canva.com, and on Canva, when you create a free account with them, you are able to just go ahead and simply click on a LinkedIn header and just build a header. It's already preset for you. You don't have to worry about dimensions or any of that. Just put some pictures in there, graphics in there, and take it from there. It is that simple, my friend, to build a header. So having a solid header is important. So first, make sure you have an account with Canva. That's the first thing I would recommend on LinkedIn. This will also help you with postings down the road on LinkedIn as well. So first things first is make sure you have a good header. The second thing you need in order for you to create a solid foundation for LinkedIn is you need a way for you to automate your calendar. Now, this is crucial, because when you're sending out a certain amount of connection requests a day and a lot of people are connecting back with you, then at that point in time, you don't want to be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, trying to explain to people, oh my God, like, you need to let's set up a time, and then they say, oh yeah, let's do that, and then you say, okay, what's good for you, and then they say, well, I have a next week available, and then you say, oh wow, next week I'm busy, and then so it's going back and forth. It wastes so much time in that process. Well, but if you had a calendar link, it will make it so much easier for you and for the people you're talking to, and you don't have to worry about that piece any longer. Okay, so make sure you have a calendar link, and through Calendly. One of the links I recommend is Calendly, Calendly. And if you can't get access to it, don't worry, it's again underneath this video. You just have to click on it, and just you'll be able to walk right in into Calendly and create an account. Again, that calendar link is completely free. You get one calendar link that's completely free, and if you want to subscribe to it later, so you can upgrade and do other fancy things with it, you can always do that. But for now, just go to Calendly. It's very simple, very easy, and ease of use and everything is there already. Okay. The third thing you need in order for you to have a good foundation for LinkedIn is, the first things first is you must have a proper mindset to prospect like never before. Because the thing is that many times I find is that people believe that many business owners believe that business will just come to them. Listen, business will come to you if you get yourself out in the open. Okay, if you don't get yourself out in the open, business is not just gonna walk in, and say, oh my god, like, oh, I love this person, I want to do business with them, right? That's not how it works. Okay, you gotta be out there promoting yourself in order for you to get more business. But to do that, until now, the methodologies that you have learned, all the other methodologies, like you might go to a trade show, that will take you all day. You might go to a networking event, that might take you 4 or 5 hours. You might do other things with it. And as you're doing all these things and you're taking a look at this, what's going to happen is that, no matter which method you use, you are going to find, you might even do door knocking, you might do cold calling, whatever method you use, it requires certain amount of tenacity, and it requires certain amount of consistency. Now that requires a willpower that you need to build, and a stability. You need to build a good solid mindset. So let me just kind of help you out with that real quick, because this is so crucial that most people miss it. Most people think, oh my god, like I'm just going to do this. No, it requires consistency. So the question you have to ask yourself when you go on LinkedIn is, how consistent will you be, or any other type of networking for that matter. But the thing is, you must be consistent, because if you are not consistent, it's going to create a problem. Okay, so what consistency do you want to adopt, as a foundation to build your business? And I always recommend 25 connections a day. The reason I'm recommending 25 connections a day is, if you're sending out 25 requests every single day in a specific manner, you'll get about 8 to 10 people reaching back out to you to talk to you and have a conversation with you. Okay, now out of the 8 to 10 people, about few people would get on the phone with you. So the conversations are this right here. Okay, once you have built the foundation and you have these things properly set up, like header and the bio and the body, which we will talk about in the next video. But you want to make sure that you're going through this process of connections in order for you to make it work. Now I have used it myself for the last 3 years. It absolutely works. I've helped so many other people do the same thing, and everything that I'm teaching you, it absolutely works. Okay, so my whole thing is that as I'm teaching you, as I'm helping you build this, the LinkedIn, just make sure you're doing 25. You are ready to make 25 connections a day. Now the reason is 25 connections a day is as follows. Okay, number one, with 25 connections a day, you'll get about 2 to 3 people that you can talk to on the phone. Now imagine, every single day with a click of a mouse, you can get 25 people to talk to you, 3 people a day to talk to you. What would that do for your business? Do some math. Do yourself a favor. As a matter of fact, do yourself a favor and do some math, for yourself, and figure out, if you did 3 calls a day, 3 phone calls a day, how many sales would you make? And I had a guy who says, I will make 1 sale every single day if I did that. I said, great. How much money would you make? He's like, $500 a day. Great. So if you take $500 a day times 20 days in a month, not 30, but 20 days in a month, right? Then all of a sudden he's making 10 grand a month. So the question is, what would 3 phone calls a day do for you? So as an exercise, I would highly recommend you do that. Go here at the bottom and just, write something, and just make sure that you write on a paper, what would a three appointments a day, 3 phone calls a day would do for you. And that's what this 25 a day is going to do for you. My friend, listen, now that you know the fundamentals, so 25 a day is minimum, by the way. You can go up to 100 a day on LinkedIn. LinkedIn allows you to connect with 100, send a connection request to 100 people a day. So if you're really aggressive at it, like I had a lady who took this on, and she's like, I'm going to do 100 a day. And she, in about less than 30 days, she was so busy. One day she called me around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. She's like, Ash, I have been slammed. I've been on the phone since 4 in the morning until now, and I just took shower. Now, if you really think about it, she was on the phone talking to prospects literally 12 hours straight. Now, if you think about what would that do for your business if you had that happening, right? So this is really really exciting, guys, because like right now I'm just helping you build a foundation, and eventually I'm also going to show you how to automate 25 a day. So at first, I would rather you do manually, because you need to know what's going on, and then once you know manual, I'm going to show you an automation tool which can do all of this for you with a click of a mouse. Okay, so with that in mind, thank you so much for watching the very first training. As always, my name is Ash Shukla, and I love you very much. And if you need anything, always reach out to me. But thank you for watching, and in the next video I'm going to go into in the header and the bio and the body of your LinkedIn, so that way you know exactly what to do. Okay, all right, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.